Today, we are going to be interviewing the owner of this Subaru GC8 Type RA. This is kind of from the Colin McRae era of rally. It's the iconic blue. It's got some beautiful modifications, and it is probably the cleanest one that I've ever seen in my entire life. Let's find out why he drives it. Right here, we have the owner.
Hi, my name's Scott. This is my 1998 GC8 555 Limited.
So what makes this car special and why do you drive it?
So this car is a Type RA edition of what the GC8 was. So a lot of people say different things about what RA stands for, but usually it's race altered or rally altered. So they took the regular GC8, they did some weight reduction on it from the factory, less sound deadening, lighter windows. You got the roof scoop and a tighter ratio transmission. So the gearing on this car is really short, which helps it get up to speed pretty quick.
And why do you drive it?
I mean, this car has a lot of sentimental value to me. I've had it almost 10 years now. I got it back when I was still in high school, funny enough. So back when these cars from Japan were super cheap. Recently, they've skyrocketed quite a bit. I just love it. It was my dream car when I was a kid. And yeah, now it's sticking around.
And what made you want this car as a kid instead of like a Porsche or a Ferrari or a Mustang?
I mean, back in the day, like these cars were like $4,000 to $8,000, and my friend used to have one in high school too. And the fact that the performance they offer for the value is quite insane. Like these cars are pretty quick comparative to other JDM legends like a Supra or a GTR. I've driven both of those cars, and from the factory out of the box, I think these cars are quicker in a straight line and likely around the corners too with the all-wheel drive system.
So then seeing the performance made you want to get your own?
Pretty much. Like at the end of the day, these things are like, I think 2,700 pound tin can with like almost 300 horsepower. They're super fun to drive. It's basically a street legal go-kart.
And obviously I assume the Colin McRae era had something to do with it.
Quite honestly, like I get asked that a lot. I've had like zero inspiration from Colin McRae to buy this car, funny enough. I like rally and everything. I'm kind of ignorant to the fact of it. So funny enough that I own this car, and I was like, nah.
And you've had it for 10 years?
10 years, yeah.
So how much did you buy this for back in, what, 2015? Would that be 14?
Yeah, early 2016. So we're just coming up on 10 years now. I paid $8,500 Canadian for it back in the day.
Dang. And
yeah.
Now what do these kind of go for in good condition?
Good examples are 30 to 40,000 US dollars right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can you show me some of the features on this car? Because this is not your normal one, right? You just finished a restoration.
Yeah, so essentially I did a full front end restoration. Everything under the front end, like suspension wise, engine bay, has all been redone.
Dang. Oh my gosh, you are not kidding. This looks new.
Yeah.
Dude, everything looks brand new. Even your what? Like, is this new old stock or did you just clean it?
Yeah, so that's a new old stock washer tank. I tried to get as much parts as I could brand new. So thankfully a lot of them are still available. Some that I couldn't get brand new, I've just restored, got it powder coated and whatnot.
Wow. Dude, all your bolts look new.
Yeah. So literally every single bolt on the front end of this car I took out, sent it out to get zinc plating. And yeah, it was definitely well worth it because every corner that you look at, you see that gold zinc, which was my goal.
And like the battery looks new, the radiator, I mean all your rubbers, your hosing, everything. Like you really did a lot of work to this.
Yeah, for sure. So it was a lot of hard work. It took me the last 6 months, and a couple of my buddies and shops have helped me out along the way. So they've definitely helped me get it to where it is today.
And I do notice you have some modifications to this car. What have you got going on?
Pretty like modest modifications. Like I have light suspension modifications, like, you know, coilovers. All the bushings are brand new underneath. So I'm pretty happy this thing feels like a brand new Subaru, which is what I was going for. Because these cars are old now, and you know, they've been run through in Japan and the people that have them here, and it just kind of feels good to have something that feels brand new.
Yeah, and then you've got wheels on it, right? These are for those that know.
Yeah,
classic.
these are TE37s. They're 17 by 8 plus 38 offset. These are pretty hard to find. I had these refinished. When I got them, they were all beat up.
And your brakes, are these brand new? Like the suspension in here?
Yeah.
This all looks new.
So I just got the brakes powder coated. I had them completely disassembled. Everything in them's brand new. Pistons, seals. A lot of work, but also worth it when you take a look at it and you're like, wow, that looks brand new.
How can you tell the difference between this and a regular WRX from this era?
So with this model, Type RA, took off the side skirts and the rear spats. You also got the roof vent up there. So reason they took the side skirts and the spats off, weight reduction. Some love it, some hate it. I used to have side skirts and stuff because I thought it looked cool and I threw those on back in the day, but I've kind of just learned to embrace the RA look of the car for what it is, and I think it's a lot cooler.
And the interior, it's blue on blue, right?
Yeah, so the passenger seat is the OEM seat that came with this car. Recently swapped out the driver's seat for a Recaro RSG. Kept the blue theme. I'm sure some may not like that I have two different seats, but quite honestly, I'm not about to spend another $2,500 just for my passenger to sit in one. And likely they will consider it uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So that's for me. I enjoy it. It feels really good because makes you sit lower in the car, and I'm used to my other cars that you sit really low in it. This, when I would get in it, felt like I was driving a Toyota Corolla, so I wasn't too stoked about that. So I wanted something that sat lower.
And what are your other cars?
Right now I have a 2011 370Z Nismo, Subaru GC8 Tommy Kyra edition, a 2010 Golf R Mark 6.
So, if you guys want to see a video on any of those cars, let me know down in the comments. But now, we all want to hear this start up, some revs, and go for a drive. Can we do that?
Let's do it.
All right. Dang! I did not expect that. Let's go for a ride.
So this is the AC.
Wow. You feel
It's
it.
pretty good, especially now that I don't have AC hooked up at the moment, so it helps out in the summer. It's funny though, the only thing you could read up there is do not open over 80 kilometers an hour or else it'll fly open.
What was the point of this? Just air conditioning?
From what I've read, rally cars had this back in the day, and it's to keep positive pressure in the cabin so that no dust comes in.
And this car, number 263 out of 1,000.
Funny enough, it is out of 1,000, but it's probably like the least rare of the GC8 special editions. They had this for 98, so that's out of for the year there.
And how many other special editions do they make? What's the rarest?
So obviously big one, 22B. There's like 420. There's also the Tommy Kyra edition, which technically wasn't built by Subaru, but it was built along with, which is another car I own. That is 1 out of 100.
Wow.
So that one,
Dang.
arguably one of the rarest GCs. 555 edition, that's out of 555. And yeah, there's...
And then this is, what is this one then? The 555 limited edition. But
yeah, so this is the 555 limited.
So there's a lot of special GC8s.
Yeah, and they all have really long names, as you can tell there.
555 Subaru WRC limited edition. Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something cool about this car, what I did is I 6-speed swapped it. So this transmission's out of a 2004 JDM STi. Originally they came with a 5-speed, and as I mentioned earlier, it was a short ratio 5-speed. So on the highways here, it really sucks because at like 120 kilometers an hour, the car sits at 4,000 RPM, which isn't really ideal. So I swapped over to a 6-speed, and another feature about the Type RA, they came with what's called DCCD, which you can see right there on the dash. You can control where the power goes, so you get different ratios. So you could have it in 50-50 all the way back to I guess 30-70 is what it is. So it sends 70% of the power to the rear and 30 to the front. I drove this car a few times in the winter, back before I knew how special it was. And it literally feels like a rear-wheel drive car when you're drifting it around, which is awesome.
Wow. So having this car in high school, what was that like?
It was definitely a head turner back then. It was, I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but it was probably the coolest car at high school. So yeah, it was pretty cool to have back then. Unfortunately, you know, like I would drift it around in the rocks and stuff like an actual rally car. So the side of it's all chipped up now, which I kind of regret, but also you live and you learn, right?
Yeah.
So one day my plan is to get it repainted and kind of restore the whole thing, because I plan to keep this car forever. Just kind of too much sentimental value to me. I've had probably like 30 other GC8s over the years, so I, you know, buy and sell them or part them out and keep others alive on the road with the parts I take off of them.
Wow, 30 plus.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy now that I think about it.
And this is the best one?
I think so. It's the one that's stuck around the longest. This was my first one, and I've gone through all those, so it says a lot.
This car is awesome. Thank you so much for doing the interview.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. I love this car. I love it so much, and I'm so glad to feature one on the channel. If you guys want to be interviewed by me, DM on Instagram at Magna Cars. Remember, never ever quit on your dreams.